evening, everyone. Welcome back to live stream, back to YouTube channel, Ghosting with Anya. On today's episode, we are doing called the call that came from tomorrow. That is sounds like the future or something like that. So before we do the story, I just want to let you guys know that I just celebrated my mom's 59th birthday, but her actual birthday is tomorrow. So, anyway, hey babe, can you pour the tea for me?
Yes.
Thanks. So, I'm, just having a great day with my husband. We saw my mom today. My producer was there, and my husband. So we had a great time. We had lunch, and then my producer decided to go pick up his 13-year-old son and his client that lives with him. That he is like nonverbal. So anyway, so I just want to let you guys know that it's a bit cold today. I think you should stay home where it's warm and safe. And my kitty, she's here because she wants to be with her mama. So her name is Tally. She's my little baby. So normally I would do my podcast like around 3 or 4, but it's already about 6 p.m. So let's see. Yes, about 6 p.m. Anyway, we went shopping. It was my mom, myself, and Christopher, my husband, who is right behind me right now. So, my mom got some really cool. She wants to do painting. So if we're gonna go to a little comedy show thing. But anyway, I had a great time. I got this. Well, I'm wearing a sweater that I wore when I was at my friend's house. I got the new shoes. It's red with silver straps. So, like the laces actually. The high heels, yeah, they don't work for me. So I decided to some size 6 sneakers.
Baby.
Hi, boo boo. So yes, we had a great time. We had a little walk. We went to the pedestrian bridge for a little while. But anyway, today we're gonna do a story about the call, like a phone calls or whatever, like from a ghost or something like that. My kitty would want to be with her mama. So, come here, Tally. Hi, Tally. Come here, sweetheart. This is my little baby. This is my kitty. Her name is Tally. Say hi, Tally. Hi, everyone. I'm Tally. I am the baby in the family. Yes, you are. So cute. You want to go to Daddy? Or you want to suck Mommy? Is it Mommy? Yeah? Okay. Here you go, baby. Here you go. But yeah, that's my little girl. She's my baby. She wants to be with me. So, yes, the weather's cold, and we decided to go home after taking a walk at the pedestrian. But, we had a great time today. So let's get started on the story. We are on episode 119. Still in season 5 now. So let's get started. Just sit back and relax. Please click like, share, and subscribe, and stay spooky. So let's get started. If you have any questions, leave me a comment down below, right here on live stream on YouTube. I just want to say thank you guys. Unfortunately, someone unsubscribed to my channel. So hopefully I will get my 30 subscribers. I found this little shopping thrift store thing, like that's what the got some jewelry and one still box. So hopefully she'll subscribe to me. Normal stuff probably. But she likes to play with me because she wants to be next to me. A little baby girl. To that can't be left alone. My husband is eating his dinner. I'm gonna have my dinner here soon. And subscribe, and let's get started on the story. The call that came from tomorrow. Season 5, episode 119. Late one Sunday night, Anya was sitting alone in her living room, answering messages and being at the week ahead. The apartment was quiet except for the soft hum of the refrigerator and the occasional groan of the pipes. Her phone had been lying face down on the coffee table nearby, an hour when it suddenly began to ring. At first, she ignored it because the number was unfamiliar and she rarely answered calls that late unless she knew exactly who was calling. But the ringing continued, much longer than normal, forcing its way into the room until it felt impossible to ignore. Finally, she picked it up and answered with cautious irritation. What met her on the other end was not a stranger's voice, but her own. This is a little freaky. I mean, if it was me calling myself, I would literally just process all that shit. I mean, have you ever had this little weird, creepy calling on your phone, like say your own self calling you?
No, hasn't happened.
Never happened to me either. It never happened to any of us, so nope. So let's continue on this story. I am hungry for supper because we're about to have dinner, but he's probably already eating his dinner now, aren't you?
Yeah, leftovers.
Good. So yeah, okay, let's continue. For the first few seconds, Anya thought it had to be some kind of recording. The voice sounded exactly like hers, down to the slight roughness in the throat and the way certain words came out clipped when she was tired, but the voice was panicked. In a way, she was not. It was breathing fast, whispering, and thinking someone else might hear it. Said, "Do not go near the kitchen at 2:14." Anya laughed at first because the sentence was too bizarre to process seriously. She asked who was doing this and how they were imitating her voice so perfectly. The line went silent for a beat, and then the voice answered, "Because it was me." This is a little freaky. I mean, I'm thinking that Ghost is probably pranking her, or someone that is closer to her as a family member might be pranking her, and she has no idea what the hell is going on. So, what do you guys think about this? Do you think this might be a prank, or it might be something else? Just let me know in the comments down below.
It might be a prank.
Thank you. But yeah, I think it could be. But do you, audience, think it might be a prank? Please let me know in the comments down below. Just let me know what you guys think, and we'll figure something out. So, anyway, sorry, I gotta get my phone charged up. It's going to die soon. Anyway, yeah. Okay, let's continue on the story. So please let me know if you have anything like this at your own place, like being pranked, phone calls like from the future or whatever, like say your older version self has ever done that to your younger version self, like to prank call yourself. Has anyone ever had this kind of problem, this creepy, weird experience? Just let me know right here in the comment down below. Let's continue on the story. Anya's first instinct was anger. She thought someone was playing a prank using edited audio or some strange voice software. She demanded an explanation, but the caller only grew more frantic. The voice said there was not enough time and repeated the warning about the kitchen. It said something would happen there at exactly 2:14 a.m. and that if Anya was standing in front of the stove when it happened, she would regret it for the rest of her life. Before Anya could ask what that meant, the line crackled violently and the call ended. She immediately tried to call the number back, but it connected to nothing. Not voicemail, not a person, not even a deadline. It simply clicked and went dark. Fuck me, man.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, boo boo. This is so fucking weird. I hope you guys didn't think of this might be a prank, but this is a ghost story, and if any of you guys ever had this experience, please let me know, because if that ever happened to me, I would want to get this, like this. Anyway, let's continue on the story, and we'll be doing questions from anyone who actually does have questions about the story and what that phrase meant or something. Most people would probably have tried to forget the whole thing, but the specifically or specificity, whatever that word means, of the warning made that impossible. Anya checked the clock and saw that it was only 1:36 a.m. Part of her wanted to prove the call was nonsense, but going directly into the kitchen and standing there still until 2:14, another part of her, quieter but stronger, told her not to tempt whatever this was. So she stayed in the living room, phone in hand, staring at the digital clock on the cable box. At the minutes dragged by. At 2:12, the apartment became strangely still. At 2:13, the lights flickered once, and at exactly 2:14, there was a violent crash from the kitchen that made her scream and dropped the phone. Wow. I would literally want to know what the fuck is going on if that ever happened to us. But it never did, so we're okay. I'm in the kitchen at 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes, like getting a snack or whatever, doing my medication if I forgot to put medication. Normally I don't forget, but I always put meds, even at 2 in the morning, if I've forgotten to do it right away as we were eating at the table. So let's continue on. When she finally forced herself to look, she found that one of the heavy glass containers stored on a high shelf had shattered across the exact spot in front of the stove where she often stood to make tea. The pieces were scattered everywhere, sparkling under the dim light, and one jagged shard had embedded itself right into the floor. Had have struck her directly in the face or throat, shaken. Anya cleaned the mess in silence, replaying the call in her mind over and over. There had been no reason for that container to fall. It had been pushed far back on the shelf and had not been touched in weeks. Yet somehow the warning had come, and somehow it had been right. Ooh, I just hope it never happened to us. My kitty would never do anything like that. If she went on the top shelf seeing shit like this, if she knocked anything down, I would literally just make sure she didn't. I mean, come on. She's on the couch, sleeping all the time. When my husband and I are in bed asleep in the dead of night, she would, Tally would literally just lay in the couch where she is. She's fine, but sometimes she goes to the office. Well, she normally does. When she wants to get her food, she goes there and get her food because she's hungry and thirsty as well. Speaking of being thirsty, I got my tea. And I keep my teapot in the kitchen table right where my laptop is right now. So, cheers. That tea is so warm. It makes me feel warm because I don't like the cold. So, let's continue on this. We're almost done anyway. She barely slept that night. By morning, she had almost convinced herself there might still be some explanation involving stress, coincidence, or mechanical shifting in the shelf. Then she checked her recent calls. The unknown number from the night before was no longer there in its place. At the same exact time was an outgoing call scheduled for the following night, a call that had not happened yet, The listing showed her own number as both the sender and the receiver. She stared at it for so long that her eyes watered. Then, just as her mind began reaching for rational explanations again, her phone buzzed with a calendar alert. She did not remember making it. Read, "Call yourself. Don't let her go to the kitchen." Please. This is so freaking weird. I hope you guys getting this story makes sense to you all. If this makes you guys chill through the bone, it might be working. So it's making me chill. Like literally. If I had my phone buzzing myself, yeah, it might be a ghost messing with all of our shit. Like literally with our freaking minds. It's like hallucinating, and we are like not remembering what is going on. I would like, literally, what the hell is going on? Maybe I should have my investigation going and see what is happening. Maybe I can install cameras, like literally. Anyway, let's continue. The next night, Anya sat in the dark with the phone in her hand, waiting for the moment to come. At the exact time listed, the screen lit up, and before she could hesitate, the call connected automatically on the other end. She heard herself from the previous night, calm at first, then confused, then cautious, saying hello into the silence. Anya understood all at once what she was supposed to do, with her heart pounding hard enough to make her voice shake. She leaned close to the phone and whispered the same warning she had heard before. "Do not go near the kitchen at 2:14. After the call ended, she sat there stunned, realizing the message had no beginning, it had only a loop, waiting for the right fear to keep it alive. Holy shit. This story is so giving me like blood boiling, chilling. It's like giving me the freaking goosebumps. And I'm like reading the story as my heart's like pounding or something like that. But anyway, my little baby, my little kitty. I love my baby girl. She's just cleaning herself, literally. And I'm doing ghost stories here on live stream and drinking tea. That feels so good. Anyway, if any of you guys have this similar weird experience where you guys are at right now, if you guys ever had this, let me know in the comments down below, because I would love to hear from you about your paranormal experience. I've had a lot of paranormal experience, but nothing like this. I mean, at my house, we had lights flickering, footsteps maybe, shadows moving around, like literally, maybe a presence behind you or whatever, like something like this. But this is what we had. But with the phone calls with yourself, yeah, that's a little creepy. Sounds like a prank, or a spirit is trying to warn the person not to go to the kitchen at 2:14 in the morning. and do some weird shit like glass shattering all over the freaking place. So, yeah, I've never had anything like that. Anyway, let's get down to the questions from the audience. So we have 10 questions right now. I'm almost done, but let's go with the questions and then we'll figure out what the answers are for. Let me know what you guys think. What would you have done if you answered the phone and heard your own voice? Well, if I ever answered my own phone calls and heard my own voice, I'd be like very stunned and processed. Like, literally, I'll be like, I would literally want to know what's going on, but I would probably trying to figure out who's at the end of the phone call, like on the other side, the receiver or I don't know, the caller or something like that. What would you do if you answered your own phone call with your own voice on the other side?
Freak out.
That's exactly what I would do. I would like pace back and forth and like, what the hell? I'd be like, oh my god! I'll be literally freaking out, but I would literally lose my mind if I heard my own voice, especially with the ghosts. I think it's the dead person who's trying to freaking scare the shit out of me. If it's happened to my husband, he would literally freak out like a little bitch. Anyway, let's go to number 2. Do you think the call was paranormal time related or something else entirely? I think it's paranormal. It's related to a lot of paranormal shit. And what would you guys do if you had this? Do you guys think it's paranormal? Let me know in the comments. Please let me know, because I would love to hear from you guys. I think it's paranormal. And yeah, it's probably spirits messing with my mind. So, I probably would continue investigating all this. Maybe it's the apartment that's haunted. You never know, but I think it might be. Where we are right now, it's totally fine. Let's go to number 3. We have 7 questions left. Would you have listened to the warning or ignored it? I probably, well, if this ever happened to myself or to my husband, yeah, we would probably listen to the warning, right?
Yes.
We would listen to the warning. We would not ignore it. We would listen to it like instantly, right away. But would you guys ever listen to it or ignore it? Let's go to number 4. What makes this story scarier? The falling glass or the impossible phone record? Well, it could be both. I think it's both. If it's the falling glass and the impossible phone call, I think it's the phone calls and glass shattering everywhere. It's probably the phone calls. I think it's definitely a phone calls. Let's go to number 5. Why do you think the message exited in a loop? Well, maybe it's probably a memory or like it's a time loop. It's like a trap. Let's say your spirit is literally trapped in a loop, doesn't know what's going on. No wonder why, and made a phone call to yourself. it's like your own ghost is doing this shit, or you are the one who's making this shit happen and you don't realize you're doing it. That's why it's in a loop. No wonder why. Maybe you're having some weird shit going on, like, say, I don't know, schizophrenia or something like that. You're like paranoid or something. This shit actually happens all the time, but not in our world. We've never had that problem. So if it's a time loop, I think it's a time loop. And you're trapped and you can't get out. It's like you're reliving your final moments or something like that. Let's go to number 6. Do you believe the future can ever warn the present? I think so. I think it probably can communicate between future and present, which is like where we are right now. We're not in the future yet. The future is like a few hundred years away, somewhere around there, 22nd century, and we live on the 21st century. So if 22nd century or 23rd century calls the present day like the 21st century, we'll be like, what the hell? Who the hell is calling me at late at this night? I'm still like processing all this shit and I still want to know what's going on. But, if it probably can warn you, yes, it can. You never know who's out there. You never know if you can see yourself in the future. You never know what could happen. But yes, it can. What would you have felt when the calendar alert appeared? I would probably feel some anxious, nervousness, I don't know, like anticipation. That's like nervousness, You never know who could be out there somewhere. I would have felt more anxious. I would have felt like something creepy going on. Scared to death, maybe that sort of thing. So, anyway, we're almost done. We have 3 more questions. We're on like question number 8, 9, and 10. So my kitty's a little cuckoo, but my cat's crying for no reason. She wants to be with her daddy. She wants to be with me too. I'm her mama. Okay, let's go to number 8. Would you make the call the next night if you knew you had to? Yes. I probably would. Exactly what my husband is saying. Yes, we definitely would. But we'll have to have figured out what is happening. We'll have to investigate everything. Maybe the apartment, maybe the cell phone. We would have to go through search and find out what's really going on in our own apartment. That sort of thing. But yes, we would make a phone call the night before. Try and find out what's really going on. Or you can talk to neighbors about it and see what's going on. Talk to the property managers or something, landlords and everybody. Literally, we would probably do that. All right, let's go to number 9. We have 2 questions left before I sign off because I'm hungry as hell. We're about to have dinner. Well, he already did. I need to have some food because I'm hungry. And get ready for tomorrow. Is it more frightening to be haunted by a ghost or by yourself? I think it'll be frightening from being haunted by the dead, not just by yourself. I think it's both. If you're being haunted by the ghosts, you need more investigation. You need to figure out what's really going on in your own apartment. I would probably be haunted by the dead. So I think my answer is ghosts. Messing with everything. But yeah. Okay, we have one last question before I sign off. If you got one phone call from your future self, what would you want it to say? Well, if I had a phone call from my older version self from the future, let's say from a few hundred years in the future, I would probably say to myself, don't let your cat go outside, otherwise bad things will happen. Tell your husband that he needs to do what we discussed in the previous night. I would probably tell that to myself, but I don't have words for this one right now. But I would literally have to make sure not to let my kitty go outside alone. If I want to take my cat outside, I would have to put her in the pet carrier and take her somewhere, like doctor's appointment, or when we are moving to another house, that sort of thing. So, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys are getting chills from all that. So, we are out of time. I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in with this conversation about the story that I just read to you all. And I hope you guys are staying safe, especially all warmed up. And thank you for listening. I know you've got chills, and don't be afraid. Everything's going to be okay. But if you want to investigate, have someone help you with all this investigation and stuff. So I just want to say thank you for tuning in with us, and we had a great time. Thank you guys. And tomorrow we'll be doing a new story. It is called The House on Briar Lane. This is a new story. We'll be doing episode 120. So I just want to say thank you guys. Have a safe, wonderful day. Stay warm, stay dry, and have a wonderful day. Celebrate any occasion you guys normally do. So we'll figure something out tomorrow, especially with the new episode that we're doing of Ghosting with Anya. So thank you and have a wonderful evening. Please click like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys are 1000% interested on this episode and any episode that I am working on every day. So have a wonderful evening, and please click like, share, and subscribe, and have the rest of your night. And stay spooky, guys. Have a wonderful day. So please click like, share, and subscribe. And please check out my podcast, Ghosting with Anya. It's the best channel you guys can, follow along with all this. You can take notes. You can leave me comments if you wish to. So tomorrow we'll be doing a new story, The House on Briar Lane. So anyway, have a wonderful night. Please click like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Bye.